From my eyes, black people have beat and raped whites plenty. They hate white people. Girl, you are stupid. Move to a black hood, find out. First, let me get the easiest thing out of the way. I live in a black neighborhood. I've lived in black neighborhoods for about 2 decades now. I live in Philadelphia. I first moved here and went to North Philadelphia. And if you know anything about Philly, you know that is absolutely the worst part of Philadelphia. Lived there for a few years. No problems. I'm still alive. Didn't get beat. Didn't get raped. Didn't get robbed. Now live in West Philadelphia. Again, I live in a black community. Most jobs that I've worked, all my coworkers are black. I might be like the only maybe 1 or 2 white people there. Never felt uncomfortable, never felt unwanted, never felt threatened, never anything like that. If anything, me and my coworkers joke around all the time because I love talking shit. So we do a lot of shit talking, and that's a lot of fun. So your comment about a black neighborhood is bullshit. And you said black people have beat and raped whites plenty. They hate white people. Here's my thing. If anyone had a right to hate white people, it would be black people. It would be indigenous people. Because y'all act like we didn't do anything to them for them to hate us. Look at what we have put black people through. And it would make sense to me that they would be like angry. And then we never gave them reparations for any of it. We never provided any sort of help whatsoever. The only thing white people want to say is, oh, it was so long ago, get over it. Like, can we just move on? Race is only an issue because you talk about it. No, we caused generational harm, generational trauma, generational tragedies, generational setbacks. And by the way, the highest demographic of people who rape, sexual assault, and pedophilia, all three, white men. Domestic violence, white men. White people sell just as much drugs as anybody else. So why is the main people getting locked up for it black? It's not because white people do it less. They just get away with it a whole lot more. So I live in a black neighborhood. I love my neighborhood. All the things that you accused black people of, look at the statistics. White men are at the top of rape, domestic violence, pedophilia, and sexual assault. Might I suggest that maybe you start getting to know some black people, and maybe you'll see that that bullshit that you just spewed in that comment is indoctrinated lies. I have never received more love from any community than the black community, not even my own family. The black community has accepted me, embraced me, loved me, taught me all kinds of stuff. The black community is the best thing that ever happened to me. And I will defend it. Nothing. The black community has literally done nada to deserve any of the hate that you get. Black people didn't deserve to be stolen from Africa and brought over here and forced into slavery. Didn't deserve any of the things that we have done. My personal opinion, having grown up in a racist home and been exposed to white supremacists and racists on many different occasions, and having conversations with them, have led me to believe that the reason why they hate the black community the way that they do is flat out insecurity. It is because everything that black people do, if you look throughout history, everything black people were not allowed to do initially. For example, one of the most obvious, sports. For a long time, black people couldn't play baseball, football. We all know this. And then as soon as they did, they dominated that shit. Anything that black people do, they dominate it. Everything about our culture is stolen from other cultures. White people don't really have a culture. Our culture is like genocide and rape and murder, colonization. That's our culture. Everything good about America or white culture or whatever you want to call it, it comes from black people. And I know I'm gonna catch some hell for this, but that's okay. I feel like black people do everything better. You sing better, the fashion is better, cook better, dance. Come on. Y'all dance a whole lot better than we do. Sports, academics. It was a black woman who just found a cure for cancer. A lot of our inventions were stolen from black people. It's black people who invented so many things, but white people couldn't stand it, so they stole the invention. Just like all the massacres, as soon as black people begin to advance, white supremacists get so insecure and scared that black people are going to pass them. Because if we gave black people the chance that they deserve, they would. They would surpass white people in everything, which would negate the myth of white supremacy. It would prove that white supremacy is a bullshit lie. Because everything that we do, the black community does better. Anybody can debate me on that. Racist white people are scared to death and intimidated by the black community. They know they're a community of greatness and leaders. I am really glad that you asked me this question because it made me sit and think. Did some white person hurt me? Like, who hurt me to the point that I would have the audacity to stand up for black lives? Who hurt me? And then I figured it out. You asked me if I'm mad? Hell yeah, I'm mad. I'm mad that I actually believe that Christopher Columbus discovered America. I'm mad that I actually believe that the Pilgrims and the Indians sat down together and had this beautiful meal and this peaceful camaraderie. I'm pissed off that I did not know the truth behind slavery and the transatlantic slave trade and all the horrific things that took place and the Clotilda and Cujo Lewis. I'm pissed off that I didn't know that. I'm angry that I didn't know about the deconstruction of Reconstruction, and the reason being that it was behind white supremacists. White supremacists did not like black people becoming independent and on their own. So they had to bomb all their shit. I'm mad that I didn't know that until a few years ago. I'm pissed off that when I was in school, I learned about the fucking Confederacy. I learned about General Robert E. Lee like he was some sort of a fucking hero. And then whenever I get older and I learn the truth is the Confederacy was the treasonous side. And the states' rights was the states' rights to fucking own people. The Confederate flag that people fly today, that's not the actual original Confederate flag. The Confederate flag flown today doesn't have a fucking thing to do with the original Confederacy. That flag is tied to the fucking KKK and white supremacists, but they don't want us to know that, so they button it up under some Confederate Army was heroes and never forget. I'm pissed off that I didn't learn more about black leaders. I'm pissed off that I was lied to, that I was fucking indoctrinated. I'm pissed off that I actually believed that black on black crime was a thing. I really am. I'm pissed off because I was indoctrinated my whole fucking life. And I've spent my entire fucking adulthood having to unindoctrinate myself and decolonize my mind. And I have to go through all this crazy extra effort to learn all this shit that I should have already known because it should be being taught in school because black history is American history, period. But we're being lied to. It's a fucking hidden history. So yeah, I'm pissed off. Yeah. I don't like this white supremacist structure. It's some bullshit. And I'm pissed off about the patriarchy too. Because I was raised to believe that dumbass shit as well. So yeah, I'm mad. Fuck right, yeah. And I have every fucking right to be mad. Fuck white supremacy and fuck the patriarchy.